Well, how are you there? We are talking two Irish brothers, two twins, here on Film Crack. We are
Sorry,
talking.
we're not two Irish twins there, by the way. I think.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Oh,
are.
oh,
Uh,
to be sure we are.
um, yeah. So we're talking. Also, by the way, I'm Nick, and he is
Graham.
Graham. Yep. And today, yeah, as I said, we're talking the films of mostly, well, director in the director's chair, Roy Spence, but I think his brother Noel can't be discounted as,
No, no, no. Oh, but they did have a big breakup, right? But then recently they played gigs around the world at
yes,
extortionate ticket
yes,
prices,
yes.
right? Is that
No,
right?
no, that wasn't them.
Oh,
No, no,
oh.
that's them. Gallagher. I mean, I think I get, they're Irish, but they're English Irish.
Fake Irish.
Yes. So anyway, I didn't know about the films of Roy Spence at all before they showed up in a torrent at Cinemageddon, at which point I downloaded them, which I shouldn't have because they had been stolen from elsewhere where you could see them for
Yes.
free, as it turns out. So should you be excited after we chat about them here, you can go to,
And
is
if
it?
you're not excited after we talk, to paraphrase Phantasm, you're already dead, right?
Yes. Um, I believe it's the Irish Film Institute. Is that
Yes, IFI, yeah.
the
IFI
IFI? Yeah.
player.
So if you Google IFI and Roy Spence or the Spence brothers, you'll find quite a number of their films.
Yeah.
We're mostly talk about their, I guess, fiction output here today.
Well,
But
you say that, but I
oh,
um
okay. You
yes,
watched a
so
lot of basket weaving documentaries as well.
well I did just to give you a bit of a mea culpa, but also I did a bit of extra stuff because I figured it might be interesting if we diverge a little bit. So
Yeah.
I had yesterday, so I'd watched quite a few of these, and then I yesterday I had set aside to blitzkrieg the rest
Mm.
of the Spence output. And
Okay.
then just the day late on Thursday, I got a job offer for yesterday, and I don't
Mm.
like to turn down work usually, so I couldn't do that after all. I couldn't watch. I was planning to watch everything in that little packet you sent me, and then
Okay.
everything at the IFA player and anything else I could find. But I couldn't
Okay.
watch it all. But so I have a selection of I've got like one, two, three. I've got like seven films I could talk about at length.
Okay.
Uh,
We don't have
things,
time for anyway. That's fine.
yeah, but things that impressed me, and then like just three or four little other things of, and they're very much in the the kind of um doc educational kind of
Yeah.
category, just to acknowledge that that's actually there as well. Uh,
Yes. Yeah. And
but
I should
who
say,
were these fellows before we talk about this?
well,
Who were they?
yeah, sure. Although I should say broader than that, if you go to the, I'm fascinated by what else is up at the IFI. Uh, I
Yes.
watched, I watched a documentary about Montessori schools of like the mid 70s called Posh the Egg Ubber, which means basically children
Okay, I
working.
didn't see that one.
And no, it's not them. It's like it's just like there's just all this stuff there.
All right. Oh, okay. All right.
There's tons of this weird esoteric Irish
Oh,
stuff
interesting. I hadn't thought
from the
to do that,
50s, the
but
60s, the 70s on the IFI. It's a massive website. So I am
okay.
going to be regularly, I think, dipping in.
Okay.
Uh, anyway,
When you're
but
in your cups and feeling homesick.
yes, yeah. Well, I mean, it's these. We'll talk about this because this is part of the experience of watching these for me. Was there was some of it that was fiercely nostalgic. Like
Right.
some of
Right.
these houses look. Well, there's one of the houses and one of them that looks exactly like the house I grew up in.
Okay.
Uh, but anyway, yes. Back to I think they actually they do about our Wikipedia page. The brothers Spence. So they're twins. They I watched there's a documentary, quite a good about 50, 60 minute documentary about them up on the IFI where I learned that apparently their father passed away when they were only two.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I didn't see this one either. Yeah. You
which
did send me the link, but I didn't see this one.
yeah, it is worth checking out because
No,
it actually
I'll
has
tell you, I'm going to check it all out. It's just I didn't have time to check it out in time.
yeah.
I'm definitely any Spence, because the other thing we should talk about as well is there's a lot up on IFI, but
Mm,
apparently it's it's not even half, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There's the
they've
tiny
made a lot
bit.
of stuff. I don't know if it's going to be surface or, but I'm pretty much in to watch anything by the Spence
Okay,
brothers at this point.
awesome.
Yeah,
Because I'm the same.
yeah.
Should contact them and try to put pressure on them to, you
Well, I
know.
even said a little. I'm friends with I'm not big friends, I think, but I friends on Facebook with David Gregory of Severin, and I sent him the link to the IFI
Mm-hmm.
player because I don't know. There's a whole bunch of complications, and I'm sure there's people sending him ideas all the time for what to
Yeah.
release. But I just in case because I'd never, and I'm fairly clued in. I'd never heard of these people before, so I just sent him the link just to see if yeah, you never know. At some point, plant
Hmm.
seeds. Someone might put out some sort of Spence box set in the future.
It has to be done. Um, so yeah, so the both brothers born, obviously they're twins, 25th of December,
Would you
1944.
look at that?
Yeah,
Born at the same time and twins. What
and on
is the chance?
and on Christmas Day, I just realized, Christmas
Wow.
Day. So yeah, they're from Cumber, County Down in Northern Ireland. Yeah, as I said, their dad passed away when they were very, very young, and they basically credit this in a weird way with why they kind of like that their mom was so overwhelmed with just like trying to raise them that she kind of just let them do
Right.
whatever in a way, and that they
Right.
had this, it made me think of the Sparks documentary because there's a similar thing there. These two brothers, father passes away quite young, and they almost turn inwards and create this entire world, just
Right.
the two of them,
Yeah, that I
right?
can see that. I can see that
Um,
comparison.
and
Did
so
you happen to see the interview? It's not. Did you? They did an interview for Best of Belfast podcast or something.
no, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's fun to see them talk, but to be honest, it's not a great. I wouldn't recommend it because it basically degenerates into them talking about things and the young hosts like not know they're so young. There's
Yeah.
honestly there's one point where they're talking, influencers, and they talk about going to see Jailhouse Rock and this and the guy who hosts the podcast said Elvis was in films, you see. Like he genuinely, he said, I'm getting schooled today. I am. Just like they'd never heard of anything they were talking about. It was kind of quite
Wow.
funny.
Awesome. So yeah, so from very, very early on, like I think it says like at the age of 12 or something, he got his first, camera that was like proper film camera, and they started making films like as preteen,
It's
right?
8 millimeter, right? I'm
Yes,
guessing.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
And then they
and
must have
so
upgraded at a certain point because I'm not because so 8 millimeter does 8 millimeter not have a sound
sound,
strip?
yes, it wouldn't have sound, yeah.
So is that
I would
Super
think
8
so.
that has sound then?
Maybe yes, that would make
So I'm
sense, yeah.
guessing they must have because the earliest one I watched, Tomb of Frankenstein,
Yes, is
has no
silent.
sound, right? Again, I
Yes.
suppose it could be it was destroyed. I don't know, but
No,
and
apparently
that's
no, it was shot silent. Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the least. I mean, it's very accomplished. All of these are amazingly accomplished considering that they're working with nothing, right? But
Yes, I
it's one
mean
of the
they say
least
themselves.
engaging ones, maybe because there's no sound. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they do say themselves that they don't consider themselves low budget filmmakers. They said like we were no budget filmmakers. Like
yeah,
literally,
no, no, no.
there was
Which
no
is,
money.
but they had sense. They
Yes,
just understand how to make a
yeah,
good film.
how to
And
shoot and how to cut film together.
it's one of those things as well. You wonder, sometimes you tend to go, oh, if only these guys had been given a budget. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, maybe no, maybe that's part of the thing is
Yeah,
give them a budget and that might just take away the creativity somehow,
yeah, and he's asked about it in one of the documentaries, and Roy's like, no, he said I didn't want to do it as my full-time job. He was like, they're both teachers, right? They were both, I don't know if they were elementary or secondary school teachers, both brothers teachers. And he said, like, and he said, if I wanted to do it, I would have had to leave. He said, I would have to leave Cumber. He's like, I was never going to leave. He said, I was going to bring
wow,
America here. I was going to bring England here. I was going to make
yeah,
my
yeah.
Hammer films and my 50s science fiction American stuff and just
It's
fucking do
it's
it right in
it
the
is
quarry behind
inspiring.
our house,
It's definitely
you know?
inspiring, and also as well as teachers, I guess at some point Noel ran some cinemas, right? The Tudor, for example.
So there are two cinemas,
Yeah,
possibly three in Cumber. all because of them. So there's Noel Cinema, which is the Excelsior, but then eventually Roy built his own cinema
Okay.
as an annex to his home, which is oh sorry no his is the sorry the Tudor is Noel's and Roy's
Yes.
is the Excelsior. And then they apparently built one for a friend of theirs who was like, "Ah, would you build me a cinema?" And they were like,
Right.
"Ah, we could do
Well,
that for you."
I suppose the best way to do this is to seed it through. So let's talk about, did you watch Tudor Style?
Yes, yes.
So this is from 1979, right? And this is all about that Tudor cinema.
Yep,
And it's a
yep.
charming little
That's great. It's mostly just
artifact.
Noel hoovering and
Yes.
occasionally calling up people and saying, "Is that fucking film coming?" No, they
Yeah.
wouldn't swear. It's a very
I was
polite
surprised
thing.
actually when the film did turn up, he goes to pick it up. It's like, it's just one reel. Like, how is that possible? Like, I don't
Well,
know.
that
Maybe
is
it's like a, yeah. Anyway, and they seem to specialize in 50s science fiction horror, right?
yes.
And he's got a really impressive poster collection as well, isn't he? Like
Yeah.
he's got, but yeah, they're showing like, and there's a clips from I Was a Teenage Werewolf and one of my favorites, The Monster That Challenged the World, that
Mhm.
big worm creature thing. Um, but no, it's like, yeah, it's a nice fun. You see him also behind. He does everything. He's behind the counter, the
Yeah.
concession
Getting
stand.
snacks ready. Yeah.
Yeah, and talking with
Um,
customers about what's coming up next, and and it's just it's a nice little. And when we get to it, it segues a little bit. I'm wondering if that's where they shot Attack of the Saucer People, maybe because it looks
yes, I'm
similar, the
sure. I'm
speeding
sure
room.
it is. And in one of the documentaries, we see that at one point, so this what is now Roy's home cinema was originally a building that he was using, like a shed he used to do interior sets. So, for example, like the cottage in Brady's Bargain is all basically built inside this shed. The
Mm.
graveyard in Magic Man is built inside this shed. And finally, when they kind of stopped um, doing the movies as much, I guess he just switched the whole thing over into a
I
cinema.
just it would be so I would have I was how cool would it have been to have had this little theater in my village?
I know. I mean, my
You would have
hometown,
gone, even if I Was a Teenage Werewolf was on telly the same night, you'd
I
go and
would have
see it
walked
there,
over
wouldn't you?
there
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I mean, so like Wicklow had quite a nice cinema when I was growing up, but it's been closed down for decades now. There's no cinema in Wicklow
right.
anymore. Like, and yeah, and fucking Cumber has three. They're spoiled.
Yeah. Well, also they're like little reps here. It's not like,
Yeah, yeah.
like a
Oh yeah.
mega
You're
multiplex.
not seeing Mission
Yeah.
Impossible 9 there.
No, no.
But yeah, so initially the first wave of films is their Gothic period, right? So they're all black and white and they're all kind of horror tinged, horror themed. Um, so Tomb of Frankenstein, as you said, is maybe the least interesting. But even then, every single one of these films has atmosphere
Yes.
like up like level 11, like everything. I don't know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
they've dialed this up,
Well,
but
I think they're spoiled for really awesome locations as well, to be honest with you. There seems to be something kind of like it looks like a ruined like old abbey or something that appears in a
yeah,
few of them, and
yeah, the graveyards are amazing. They're
like
all
it makes sense in a way. That makes sense. The thing of I'd have had to leave here, and that's part of it. Is not just, I think, not just, I don't know, if he had some kind of fear of the outside world, or just was just comfortable or whatever. But also, I think they understood what they had at their fingertips.
yes. And the other thing he basically says, "I'm a control freak," and he said, "If I was to
Mm,
do it somewhere else for somebody else." He said, he said, not all the films are good. He said, but they're all mine. And if they're bad because I made them badly. But like it wasn't because some producer came in and said, oh, we need to change this or we need to do this, right? So each one is a little labor of love, right? And he
right.
talks quite funnily about how like because the special effects they were really interested, obviously, and we see this as they go through the decades, really interested in trying to figure out how to do things on this shoestring budget, right?
Right.
And more often than not, you are left, or I was often left like, shit, that's really quite good. Like, how the
Yes. Yeah.
hell
Yeah.
did
And
they do that?
it's not even special pleading. It's not like, oh, that's pretty good for, it's not
Mhm.
like a condescending. No, no,
No,
it's fucking good. Like,
sometimes it's really
yeah,
effective.
yeah. I mean, so to experience this a little bit, because I know you
Yeah,
saw more than me. I'm so for instance, you're talking about here's three that stood out for me that I
Sure.
watched, and then you can talk about beyond that. So the three of this period that I was taken by, Coming the Black Dawn,
Yep.
Wolves of Darkness, and
Mhm.
particularly maybe the Testament of Caleb Meek.
That might, for me, that might be the best film they ever did, and a film that makes
Yes,
me despair that maybe they didn't do anything else like it again.
yes,
I think
and
that's
in a way, when it starts, you don't
brilliant.
necessarily think it's going to be because it's very gradual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coming of the Black Dawn, which is interesting because it's them fucking about in Cthulhu mythos, right?
Yes. Yes.
Which is fascinating. I mean, they can't have been long out in paperback form at that point,
That's my thinking.
right?
Yeah, this is like 1965, right? This is really early for
Yeah.
anyone to be doing this,
And they
right?
talk about the Eye of Carnathi, and they mentioned Kaltiki as well, which has got to be a reference to, uh,
Yes.
yeah, that movie, the
Yeah.
Italian Blob film, right? Apparently, there's Helen Towers, a place, Tullanakil graveyard. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, they've got all these great locations. And it's just yeah, it's a sorcerer, and they dig up a coffin, and then there's these black rites, but it's just it's like it feels so authentic in a way, but also kind of a little bit not too much so as to be disparaging, but it's like like a monster turns up at one point, like a man-in-suit monster, which is a little bit school play, but
Hmm.
that's just part of the job. But what I mean is, it's not up its own ass. It's not like um people taking it too seriously. It's not like some kind of Aleister Crowley Appreciation
Oh no,
Society or
no, no,
something
no,
like
no.
that.
It's
They're just
firmly within
taking, yeah,
this entertainment,
yeah,
intended
yeah,
for, yeah.
but without winking at the audience either. Like they kind of take it seriously enough that there's a sense
Mm.
of menace and yeah, but the black and white and the sound. They're really good at sound, surprisingly,
Yes,
as
yeah.
well,
There's quite
which is
nice use of
also often what fucks
Gregorian
up.
chant at the
Yeah,
beginning of it,
it's often what fucks up amateur filmmakers is the sound, right?
sound.
But
Yeah.
clearly they understand that. So there is, I think there seems to be some sound captured, but it's mostly added after. But
It's mostly looped, yeah. And he
yeah,
talks about in the documentary that in fact, like the cameras, this is the era where cameras were really loud, right?
yes, yes,
And so he actually had to build this crazy carpeted box to put the camera in order to be able to try to diminish the amount of sound
yeah.
when they were trying to record anything.
Apparently, that was one of the benefits of all the other things that were wrong with Andy Milliken's Oricon camera. The one
Okay.
thing that was apparently not too bad about it was one of the quieter of that kind of cameras. Although
Right.
apparently Andy Milliken's was a bit janky and a bit louder than it should have been. But um,
Um,
yeah, that's one of the reasons he used that, I think, is because you could use sound
mhm.
as well, right? On-set sound. Um,
Um, Yog Sothoth gets a call out again, surprising for 65, and then
Yogs in the house.
yep. Yeah, yeah, and basically they're trying to bring Cthulhu back. So yeah, it's just I was really quite surprised, and then even more surprised when they come back to this. I think much deeper and even better in the Testament of Caleb Meek, because really, as I said, I think for me, there's a few others that I really like a lot.
Yeah. Well,
The Leprechaun one I like quite a bit,
I haven't
but
seen that one yet. So the
this
interim between that and Caleb, because I guess we'll concentrate on Caleb. Wolves of Darkness is worth calling out as again similar standing by stuff, but this one's got a werewolf in it.
yes,
Um,
yes, played by the brother, no less, played by
yes.
Noel. Wandering around in a frilly shirt and then yeah, decent enough werewolf,
Yeah, who's the main very scary looking dude? Is that Noel?
I mean, I think
Before
Noel,
he turns into the wolf. Is that no? I think that because it says the first credit is Noel Spence as
right.
so is he the because the main guy is quite imposing looking. Like he's not a million miles away from malformed men, Dave Grohl, right? He's
Right.
quite scary.
I don't know if that is him. I think maybe I think he's more the kind of slightly the more good-looking, like tall one with the white fluffy shirt.
Okay. I don't
Who
know who
then
that guy
who
is,
then
but he's good casting.
who then becomes a werewolf later on.
And to be fair, considering later on we'll talk about saucer people maybe being a bit meta and in terms of what they had to deal with. At least judging by some of these films, they had reasonably quite good actors actually as well. Like
Yes,
it's
there
not
seems
like
like
it's not just anyone nearby being crap you'd expect. Like they're all kind of
no.
giving it a go, right?
Yeah, and I do think like eventually they got into like they were using a kind of a repertory like the Hollywood something, or like there was
Yeah, they're probably like uh, uh,
they were
local like
stage actors.
Amdram people or
They
something like
were,
that.
yeah, they were local
Yeah,
stage actors
yeah, that makes
basically.
sense.
So I think I'm just gonna, if permit me, I'm just gonna read to you what I wrote down about this because this is the one for
The
me. The
Testament of Caleb Meek,
Testament of Caleb Meek. Yeah,
1969, 25 minutes, right? Black and white.
Uh, my Uncle Matty, or Joe Wilkinson's dad, or Hugo Stiglitz's brother, wanders around an autumnal forest to record her music while piles of rotting leaves and other vegetation throbs and pulsates menacingly. Super simple and incredibly effective effects work. Also love the opening standing stone with the text title overlay. Somehow the Spences have gotten even better with atmosphere. These things are like poems to the Irish countryside and crumbling abbeys and graveyards. Almost Evil Dead-like in the opening forest scene, compounded by the protagonist's discovery of an illustrated Necronomicon, which is quite a nice prop. Uh, yeah, I fucking love this one. The Innsmouth deep ones in the ponds of Northern Ireland. That long shot of the silhouettes of the copse of trees is scope for the imagination. The Spences really get the suggestive power of Lovecraft and have found a cinematic equivalent. Why are these films not better known? This mashup of Celtic paganism and Lovecraft is absolutely manna for me. Ending is fantastic with shambling deep ones somehow created on a budget of 10p and a pack of potato crisps. So effective. His uncle transforming behind the firelight. Chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it gets very creepy at the end there.
Yeah, like and really like they um it outdoes Dagon. I think I
Right.
think in some weird way might be the best adaptation of the concept of the fish
Yeah.
frog people.
All those
Uh
people shuffling about, all hunched over with just
yeah,
like
yeah.
some
It,
crayon or something down their back. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, yeah.
it's just it's just like it's genuinely gave me the creeps.
Yeah,
Um,
I recommend it to my nephew. My nephew in Dublin he's a become a big Lovecraft fan, and I said, you know what, you're not going to believe this, but there's these brothers up in Cumber County Down who I think might have made the best adaptation.
are they
Like that
still
really gets the
alive?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, no, anyway, I'm done. I think this film is a mini masterpiece.
It is fucking good. Yeah, I agree with you. So changing tack a
Mhm.
little bit. Um, did you happen to, because this is I wonder how many much more like this there are, but this one really impressed me as well in a very different way. Did you happen to see The Interview from 1981?
Yes, I did.
Wasn't this good?
Yes, it was.
In a very
Yes,
different
it
way,
was.
and not in quite the
Yeah,
same way that's going to leave an impression, but it's basically a woman trying to get to a job interview and gets we're not going to spoil this one, gets a lift from someone, right? That's it.
yeah,
And they
yeah.
keep getting going, there's roadworks and stuff.
It
Yeah,
has the logic of like a stress dream. If you've ever had a stress dream about being late to something important
yes,
and
yes,
keep
yes.
getting, it really works. It actually did provoke some anxiety in me
Okay.
about, yeah.
But yeah, 8.5 minutes long. This was shot in color, and yeah, there's a twist, and it's like, huh, that's genuinely quite a cool, funny little twist. It's like I don't
Yeah.
know, it's yeah, it's very. I don't know. What would you call it? Domestic noir or something. I don't know,
Yes.
but it's
Yeah.
no, I liked it, and it was a good. It was like fucking hell. These Spence brothers, they can. There's a variety as well, right? Like it's not just like
Yes.
even if they just done Wolves of Darkness, Come of the Black Dawn, Caleb
Mhm.
Meek, stuff in that vein. Even if they just done that, that would be impressive. But okay, that's
Mhm.
what they do. but no, they turn it on his head and they do something like this as well, right?
Hmm. Oh
That's
yeah, yeah.
very impressive to me.
Yes, there's something. I mean, actually, I think another big influence. I suspect they don't talk about it, but I think EC Comics, and I think
Ah,
that shows
yes.
up really clearly in the Magic Man. The Magic Man is like absolutely an
I
EC
haven't seen
Comics
that.
story.
Do you want to talk about that at all? Or?
Well, I feel like I'm going to ruin them for you, so I feel like maybe I won't. I feel like
Okay,
maybe
okay. I
maybe we might
appreciate
just come
that.
back. We could just come back to this several episodes down the line. I'm
Yeah,
happy to do
yeah.
that.
Before
Um,
we get to another couple that I think are worth concentrating on,
mhm.
because I love them both. I mean, there's one of these I might like as much as Caleb Meek, but in a different way. But
Okay.
did you see any of the? So I watched three like of the more educational shorts. I watched Maidens in Distress,
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I
Tommy
did.
or Blacksmith,
No, I didn't watch
and
that.
Along the Milky Way.
No, I don't think I watched any
So
of them.
Maidens in Distress is just basically it's an idyllic day out and showing some people taking provisions to a lighthouse,
Okay.
which is like halfway between Ireland and Scotland.
Hmm.
Where is it? Somewhere Maidens Lighthouse, Magee, County Antrim.
Okay.
Um, you
Hmm.
know, I could just imagine. It looked to me. I was watching it. I was just imagining. Oh, I can imagine a young Nick like might have
Hmm.
done this one summer. Like the
Right.
local
Yes.
lighthouse people would have. Oh, we're going out to take provisions. Do any of you kids want to come along?
Hmm.
Kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, yeah. It's the kind of thing that probably
Yeah,
definitely
and it does look a
definitely was happening.
lovely day out you would remember for the rest of your life. But you know,
Hmm.
and that's just, Tommy O Blacksmith is just 6 minutes of a blacksmith talking about being a blacksmith and his
Hmm.
family. That's fine. Um,
Yep.
Along the Milky Way is a slightly more ambitious. It's like a little girl in a schoolroom and so they have milk break. Now I don't
Right.
know in Northern Ireland did Margaret Thatcher steal? Was she Thatcher Milk Snatcher in Ireland as well? Or
Probably.
because that's what she became known as at this period in the UK. So
Mhm.
I didn't have a milk break in school when I was a kid. Did you have a milk break?
Oh yes, yes. And now,
Okay, so
but I
maybe Thatcher didn't get
I'd completely forgotten about that. But she wouldn't have been able to get to the Republic of Ireland anyway.
exactly, yeah. But
Yeah.
is it milk with a straw? Milk
Uh,
bottle with a straw or carton?
Probably bottles originally, and then it probably went over
Right.
to the
This
cartons
one
later
is
on.
old school bottles with straws.
Proper
Again,
bottles.
I don't know why, it just makes me please just see this. Anyway, one of the milk bottles starts talking to the little girl and takes her on a tour of, it's made for like the
The dairy,
Irish, dairy
dairy board or whatever.
farms
Yeah.
of Ireland or something. Or, yeah.
Mm.
But kind of cute. But
Mhm.
they were doing that kind of thing as well, right? I mean,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
I watched Green Island Rock because I was interested in it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's about the Teddy Boy scene,
Oh,
and
yes, I did want to watch this one. This is one of
yeah,
the ones I was planning to watch yesterday, but
it's
I had
pretty
time.
good. So that's the one you want because it kind of plays into obviously they use some of those guys and some of those dancers
Yeah.
in some of the 50s American thing.
How do they compare to the dudes in Yoyogi Cohen?
Yeah, yeah, it's quite similar actually. Yeah,
Wouldn't that
I
be a
mean,
cool project to fly
bring them
over the
together.
Irish
Oh my
to, yeah,
God.
or the other way?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and both and film the film. There's a documentary for you.
That would be that would be amazing. Um,
If only we had the resources. But again, the Spence brothers proved to us that maybe that's a bollocks excuse to not do it, right?
yep. Um, okay, so yeah, and there is lots more documentaries on
Yes,
there as
yes,
I said to
yes. And
dig
I will
into.
watch them all. At my own speed, I'll definitely, like I said, I am now a Spence acolyte, it has to be said.
Right. Good, good.
So thank you, Nick. I've said that earlier.
I
Tip with a hat to you for this. This is,
didn't,
because I'd
well, I
never
didn't,
heard of any of
no,
them.
I didn't know about them either until they showed up on Cinemageddon of all places. And then it was the combination of Cthulhu, Irish Celtic stuff. And
Right.
then I was just like, how do I not know about these guys?
So I'm going to build up to. I
Yep.
got two more to go. You can go beyond that if you want. I got two more. I'm going to build up to my favorites.
Okay.
But before that, did you watch Attack of the Saucer People?
Yes.
Okay, this
Yes.
is quite fun as well, isn't it? This is rather
Yes.
charming.
Well, I mean, I think it's obviously, and they talked about it in one of the documentaries. So this is definitely the most straight autobio
Oh
film.
yeah, yeah. So this is a
Of,
film club making its own. Roger of the film club making his own science fiction film with the neighbors, who are all like really. I quite like the fact that when they're watching the films and they're quite vocally critical. That's not good, you know. That's
yes.
not good. But there's no one nice woman. Oh, you're so difficult to please. I think it looks very nice, you know.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's all cool, and we won't spoil the twist, but it's actually quite a cool, neat little twist, and it definitely plays with like when they say those effects are rubbish, and
Mhm.
it's a genuinely a cool little shot. I
I
really like Attack of the Saucer People.
I agree, and I think that one of the things I like most is just the little observational things, like when he says to the lady, like, so like, so your character's, she's like a housewife hanging out the washing, so you don't need to do anything special. And she shows up, obviously just from the from the hairdressers with a big bouffant doing a
The
fur
cool,
coat,
yeah,
like all made up, and he's like, yeah,
yeah, and in
um,
the middle of filming, like, oh, you're on, and there's a bloke over there like helping someone else like with the engine of their car.
yeah, yeah, right. And the kids running around, and then the
Yeah,
guy lawn mowing when they're trying to get sound, and yeah, it's
yeah.
all
Yeah, no, it's great. I think they deliberately went out their way. I think they overdid I don't think their act, at least what I saw, weren't that amateur.
no.
But no, I'm certainly, yeah, I'm sure this was a little insight into their world, right? That
Mhm.
it's all,
Yes,
because
anyone who's
for
made.
us watching it now, it's very easy to get nostalgic but I'm sure sometimes at the time it must have been like pulling fucking teeth to get this done,
Oh,
right?
oh yeah. And I mean, honestly, we both done some film work, right? Of,
Yes,
of like where we were in, not just acting, but more in the creative side. Yeah. So
yes,
how the pain in the ass it actually is.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
So along with,
okay.
again, of the stuff I've seen thus
Mhm.
far, and maybe you have something else to trump, but of the things I've seen in totally different ways, my
Mhm.
two favorites so far, Caleb Meek, we've spoken about.
Yeah.
The other one, Specimens.
Okay. Specimens.
Did you watch Specimens?
I did indeed. Yes.
I just on
So you didn't watch
pure.
Keep Watching the Skies. You haven't seen that then
I haven't
yet.
seen that yet. No.
Okay, because that and Specimens are very much related. So
Okay.
you will
Okay.
want to check that out too.
Oh, I will. Like I said, I'm watching it all.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
this is just on the level of capturing pure comic book imagery alone.
Mhm.
I just love it. Like, there's nothing about this I would change in terms of like, I wouldn't want this to be better effects or that to be. No, no, no.
Yep.
Somehow they have totally nailed it where you do
Mhm.
go into this world. It's basically a story about we start off like a Neanderthal man being hunted by aliens. All that
Yeah.
stuff looks really good. I thought it
Yep.
could have played the BBC at this time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
were worse effects than this on the BBC.
Absolutely.
Like Doctor Who or something, for example,
Yeah.
has a worse robot than the robot in
Oh
this
yeah,
film,
yeah.
right?
And the aliens with it's all paper mache basically, and
Yeah,
like but it works,
but it gets
right?
buried, and then I'm guessing the Spence brothers found out there was some strip mining going on, and they thought, "Fuck, we gotta get a camera down there,"
Yep.
and they captured some quarry being blown up, and then the robot comes back to life, and that's all great, but the
Hmm.
extra layer on the cake about is you suddenly discover, oh, hang on, this is supposed to be happening in in the
Yes.
United States.
And so this
Um,
is the second one, as I said. So if you go back and Keep Watching the Skies, that's in a way that was their first run
that's
at
the
like,
prequel, is
and
it?
they
Okay.
actually have like, I don't know if I can't remember from Specimens, but in that one they actually have an American cop car that
Oh,
clearly one of these Teddy boys, like, so they're obviously they were connected to like these Teddy boys and the whole these people in Northern Ireland with an obsession with the 50s in America. So they
right.
had bought these classic American
Yeah,
cars and
yeah, yeah. That sounds.
right. And he talked about actually getting in trouble when they were filming those scenes because they were driving on the wrong side of the road.
Ah,
And then
interesting that
and
they went
apparently
to the trouble to. Because on the one hand, that's good attention to detail, but on the other hand, no one fucking thinks this is America. But it reminds me, yeah, here sometimes whenever we're doing Saigon and stuff, we quite often the production company we end up hiring, some local enthusiast who has like classic cars,
Yes.
things imported
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so I wrote this down actually because I was so tickled by the hotel. It's specifically it's we first see these American teenagers who, sound a bit Irish to me,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. The
at
accents are
the
very
the
intermittent.
Rockdale High School Halloween hop, and
Hmm.
they're supposed to be organizing a scavenger hunt.
Yes, yeah.
And that's how, yeah, they end up anyway, and the robot figures. And this is just, I was smile fucking year to year. This is just so much for again, very different from
Yep.
Caleb, but so what a testament that they've made two kind of classics of
Mm.
an entirely different type of film
Yeah.
for fuck all money as well.
Yes. Yep.
I mean,
Just
yeah, no,
just
genuinely
love
inspiring
just
stuff.
love and talent and the drive to do it, like the need to do it. And he talks about it being compulsive. Roy says like I was miserable when I wasn't making films. He said I was slightly less miserable when I was making them. But but not making them was even worse. And he talks about
Can you imagine living nearby and seeing something in the paper or a poster in the town hall? New Spence film premiere this
Mhm.
Friday. Oh, yeah,
Fuck yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I suspect I would have been more down there helping them build the fucking paper mache heads. I would have
Right,
been
right. But even
100%.
so, you'd have
Yeah.
been like, when's it start? 7, right? Maybe we can
Yeah.
get a few pints in first, go
Yeah.
down there, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that would have been, or maybe not. No, maybe not. Actually, maybe that's not optimum. Maybe no, I want to go there sober.
Mm.
I just want a carton of Kiora
Yep.
from the
Yes.
concession stand from
Yes,
Roy
exactly.
himself.
Yep.
Bag of crisps, maybe.
Hmm.
Oh
Nice
man,
bag of cheese and onions too.
honestly, this triggered the dream factory. Thanks again.
Mhm.
This is one of my finds of the year is the
Mm.
space. So anyway, were there any other ones
Oh
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
wanted to
I'm not going to talk about them because I really would like you to see them. So I'm just going to
Okay,
recommend the ones that are. So as I
sure.
said, I mean, honestly, every one of them is worth seeing.
Yeah.
And frustratingly, up on there. So if anybody from, we should actually, I might send a link to the IFI, just to this, right?
Yes, please
But if
do.
anybody from the IFI, for whatever reason, I am a card carrying, passport, owning Irishman who can't get access to some of these films because I live outside of Ireland. So I can't watch, for example, The Beast of Druids Hill, which I'm desperate to see.
The one
Um,
I saw that I wanted to see was oh, what are they fucking called? What are like miniature monsters? Like
Homunculus. Homunculus.
homunculus. Yeah, they've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
one
yes,
called
yeah.
homunculus. I want to
Yes,
see
I
that.
want to see Homunculus
Yeah,
too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So there's a number of them that are closed for whatever reason to people outside of, I assume, outside of
yes,
Ireland. So please
yes.
open them up, please.
Yeah, no,
So
I'd love to see, and also I'd like to know of how many films. You said in some doc he claimed to have made 80.
80, yeah, but I think that includes all the documentary
Yeah, no,
stuff
no,
as
but
well
I
as
want to see them as well.
the
But
yes,
the longest filmography I sent a link to it I could find is about 40 titles.
yeah,
And like I said, on IFI there's about 20 odd, right? So
mm,
yeah, no, please, we
yes,
need to see them all. I
we
think
need yes,
if they're extant,
yes.
and they seem to have been quite diligent. So I'm not sure that they probably do still exist, right? Most of them, I'm
I
thinking.
think so, and I think a lot of them are in the collection. They are and it's interesting too. In the documentary, sometimes they're showing what look like rougher. So obviously, the IFI have done a good job. They've gone back to the original sources, and the ones that they're putting up are the clearest,
Yeah,
best
they
print.
seem remastered. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I keep watching the skies, 1975. That's their version of kind of the Blob.
Oh,
Yeah,
sold.
and it's great.
Or Kalkiki.
Yeah, the Drumlin,
Okay.
lots of fun. That's the one that most for me, I could like smell and like everything. It was just, it was so, I was so back in my childhood. Like
Wow.
I was with those kids in that, like when they're playing football out, you see the rolling hills and the little white squat houses. It was just, It's just holy shit. And then there's a giant robot. It's Noel again, and they built him up so that like
Right,
he's twice the size he should be, and
right.
it's
I'm guessing Noel's gets all the monster roles. He must have been quite a big fella.
well,
Oh,
I
he
mean
is a
they're
big fella.
twins. They're twins. They were the same size, but they are both tall, I think.
Oh, okay. Are twins always the same size?
I don't say always are, but I
Oh,
think they in all the footage I've seen of them talking together, they seem to
okay.
be the
I
same
don't think
height.
I've seen anything like I haven't seen any of those docs. I haven't seen them in. I've only seen them sitting down in
Right.
the studio, wowing young people with their knowledge of Elvis films.
So Brady's Bargain is the Leprechaun one.
Oh, okay,
It's
right,
fucking magic. Uh,
okay.
it's like it does. I think actually somebody else's review up on Letterboxd said it's like Roy Spence saw Darby O'Gill and the Little People and said, "What's all this twee bollocks? I'll show you a real fairy tale." It
Okay.
is proper. It's good.
Yeah, that
Uh,
sounds good. That does sound good.
and
I
and
might watch that tonight, maybe.
yeah,
That sounds like a
yeah,
Saturday night watch to me.
definitely. If you could get a pint of Guinness, it would be
I can get a can nearby, I think, from
yeah.
yeah.
That would be worth doing. And the Magic Man, which is kind of really the last one, about 84, I think. That seems to be up in terms of chronology. They definitely continue to make films past
Well, yeah,
then.
that's the other thing is
They make
that's
stuff
what I
into the
was
90s and
wondering.
2000s for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I'm wondering if they at all start to incorporate maybe when digital technology became a bit more available for the layman, did they maybe start
oh yes,
digital
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
effects?
yes, they did, yeah.
Okay, okay,
But the Magic Man is the most EC comics like of all the ones they did. And I really
okay,
like it quite a bit.
okay.
And is there anything else I can? I think that's.
Well, the other thing is what I was going to say as well. We were talking about stuff that isn't like you were saying, homunculus, and the other
Oh,
one you
right. The
mentioned.
Trisian Exiles. That's another one
Ah,
as well.
okay,
And
okay.
that's another science fiction one, 72.
So you obviously you stumbled across the same place. There's somewhere else hosting these things, but they're locked, unlike the IFI everyone can go to. So what are
Right.
those places? I wasn't really paying attention. Where are those places hosting those? Because they had a handful of things that weren't at the IFI player. I know.
Oh,
No,
well, sorry, they weren't. I thought that was just the IFI,
no,
but
no,
they
no. I
were
think
ones that.
everything at the IFI player is open. You can watch it.
Let me
But
take a
the
look.
homunculus I found was at something else. Was that some other site?
Okay. But I'm just gonna Google while we're doing this. What's the one that we cast? So the Beast of Druid Hill, right? Beast of Druids Hill. That one's. I think I think I in an email to you or whatever in a text message to you, I said that it was f filmed in Wales. Of course, it's not filmed in Wales. It's
Right,
filmed in Cumber, County Down,
right.
or it's set in Wales. So I'd be
Oh,
very
okay.
interested to see
Right.
how the actors cope with. Are they attempting to do Welsh accents?
can't
Uh,
can't be as can't be as good as the
oh, you're
American one.
right. Okay, sorry, you're right. It's Digital Film Archive Northern
Yeah,
Ireland.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the one. Okay, so sorry, I take it back. Good folks I wrongly maligned you at
Yes.
the IFI. You're doing great work. Maybe can you get some of these films off of the people at the Digital Film Archive in Northern Ireland and stick them up?
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
wondering what all that's about. Maybe they haven't been remastered, so they're not up to the standard of what you would show. I don't know.
I don't
It doesn't sound
care.
right to me. Or who knows? I mean, they might expand the archive. I mean, yeah, I mean, no one watches our show, but let's hope
Hmm.
some eyes on this. Maybe you never know, might prompt. Because that's the thing that surprised me the most, I think, is I know there's a lot of amateur people out there making films all the time and stretching all the way back, like here to the 60s, 8mm, and through the 80s and stuff and video and all the stuff that Bleeding Skull like to talk about. I know there's a lot of that stuff out there, and of course I haven't seen it all, but at least I have a notion of some of the more interesting people making that stuff. Like I've heard of some of that stuff. I've read about it here, or I've got
Right.
a whiff of it. I don't think in all of my years as a film obsessive, not once have I heard of the films of the Spence brothers.
Which okay, so one more thing we should
Which is amazing to me because they made so many of them as well,
I
right?
know. And also like I think 10 different occasions they won like a major award for
Yeah,
like
some of them are on the film. They're on the
yes. Yeah.
yeah.
And then so that's actually quite a nice like series of like when they did they would leave cumber once a year to go over to London to get the award, right? So there's these pictures of them, and there's like pictures of them with Paul Daniels, like giving them the award,
What
or
the
like
fuck?
other like British, celebrities
Well,
and stuff.
I'm
Like,
hoping Jimmy Cricket. Yeah, but
so
I'd like the idea of Noel Tower like kind of sauntering over to Jimmy Cricket and saying, "You're shit." Apologies to
um,
my mother, a big Jimmy Cricket fan, but
um, yeah, no, as I said, they were a revelation to me too.
you're a disgrace to Ireland.
Ireland, you bastard. Um, no, they're just yeah, they're tons of fun. As I said, maybe we'll put a pin in it. We should come back to this later on. Do the rest of the
Yeah, yeah.
films.
Well, I'll be taking notes. I'll be writing reviews certainly.
Yeah.
No, this is a bit of a
Um,
treasure trove, and yeah, I mean, it is one of those things. I don't often get this feeling, but I now and again I do have a sense of like I wish I was in a position of some sort of like getting someone to. I mean, I suppose I get it. Like, if it's all for free online, then that's a bit of a that's going to turn some boutique label off
hmm,
putting lots of money into putting out a
right.
box set that but still there's a lot out there that isn't and get a proper fucking while they're still alive, like
Yep.
do a proper feature, at least that, right?
Mhm.
Feature length documentary about the Spence brothers,
Yep.
loads of clips from all their films. Let's get it all ducks in a row, who they are,
Yep.
what they did, at least that,
Agreed.
right? Surely
Agreed.
someone's making that. There must be someone who knows them who's like, we need to document these fellas before they kick the bucket, right?
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
fucking gotta be.
Yeah, I don't know. But as I said, it's interesting that I was reading somewhere else where they're talking about that other documentary that you and I watched. It came from
A
whatever county it
Kamara.
was. Yeah, yeah, it came from Connemara, yeah, which is about Roger Corman's coming to Ireland to do some of this. But the Spence brothers, were hugely inspired by Corman. And in fact, another thing that's funny is,
Oh, you could tell
um,
that all the 50s stuff, right? That's, yeah.
yeah, they also were huge fans of Ed Wood and took it as a compliment. Which there are, I don't know how many directors there are who would take it as
Right.
a compliment to be compared to Ed Wood, but they were like really happy with the comparison.
Now,
Um,
some people might not like this. They might not want to have the idyllic childlike nostalgia of it all spoiled.
mm,
However, I would also like to find out that if maybe from the mid 70s on, Roy and Noel might have hit the bottle there for a few years
mhm.
and started churning out sex loops. And there's a whole other collection that you have to click the "Are you over 18" at the Irish Film Institute.
I highly doubt that.
No, me too. But wouldn't that be something?
That would be bizarre. But I mean, that's the last thing that's worth bringing up to bring it all back to kind of reality. But you think about this too. Um, they're out there filming like, yeah, they've got like American cop cars and they're driving on the wrong side of the road and they're, getting robots. And meanwhile, it's Northern Ireland in the fucking 1960s and 1970s. Jesus Christ, that's a scary place to be, right? And yet they're just living in this like hermetically sealed
Yeah,
bubble
well,
world.
I do wonder, other
Fantastic.
than Belfast and nearby areas, like once you were out in the sticks, I don't know how much of a war zone it was out there.
Yeah, but it was I think things were always tense and there was always possibility of things kicking off. Um, anyway, I just realized I completely forgot to bring something up in our previous show about that guy who stormed the Lebanese embassy over in
Oh
Ireland.
yes,
Oh
oh
well.
yes, you did. Yeah.
You and
To
I
be
will talk about
fair,
that some other
I watched
time.
it and it was interesting. It wasn't that relevant, so I think you're all right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just an
Um,
interesting story otherwise,
yeah. I
maybe.
mean, you're free to talk about it however you want.
No, no, we're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Really doesn't fit here. But except that I suppose Beirut in the 1980s was also a fairly tense place to be. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
That was,
just
yeah, that's quite the
just
link.
just
Well,
as
again, I mean, let's hoping there's a couple of twins,
churned out movies
Lebanese
there.
twins
Yes,
making
like in
horror
science
and
fiction
science
and
fiction
horror films.
films.
We can only dream.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yes. So thank you, Roy. Thank you, Noel. And and yeah, I don't think I'm wrong in thinking that maybe my favorite adaptation of Lovecraft is the Testament of Caleb Meek. I think it
It's
comes
up there. It's up
closest.
there.
I think it
Yeah.
comes closest to putting across that sense of mystery and that sense of like the cosmic and the idea of like sh tell don't show almost if that makes
Right.
sense like that thing of like of intimating and it's so much more frightening because it's intimated and
Right.
not yeah
I have one last question before we go, because I want to
yes.
know if it's just you who's misspoken or if it's just that fancy, weird Irish language of yours again.
Hmm.
Did you just call Roy Spence Rory Spence?
I might have but I shouldn't have it's definitely
Oh,
wrong.
okay. It's not one of your Irish tricks, is it? There's a
No.
secret
Yeah.
R in
Oh
there.
it's leprechauns here
Right.
um
Okay. No, brilliant. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I want to see more of this getting out there. I want this to
yeah. But I
this
think
is
also
uh,
the other takeaway is for everyone, go check out the Irish Film
Institute.
Institute.
Yeah, I'll be doing that actually. I
There's
thought to do
tons of
that.
there's
Yeah.
tons of stuff on the website that I was kind of like, what the hell's this? Like this
Yeah.
craziness from the 50s, 60s. There's a set I'm gonna sit down and watch. It's every Guinness ad, I think, from the like 40s or whatever, like TV ad right through like or like
Wow.
I think 20 or 30 years of them, right?
I'm guessing that's take a sip every time someone takes a sip Guinness would well kill you, I think is
Yes,
would be great.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's all kinds of interesting stuff. I was actually going to send my mum a link because I think she would be
Yeah, it'd be
fascinated.
interesting to see who came before Rutger Hauer.
Wait, what?
Didn't Rutger Hauer no. Oh no. Was that Heineken? Was it? What did Rutger Hauer?
Oh, was he in beer? Oh yeah. Okay, I don't actually.
For some reason I'm imagining him drinking Guinness, but
It
actually
could be
it might be Heineken now that I think about it.
beer advert. Okay, it is Heineken.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Um.
Who did
Anyway,
the I remember there was he's not famous. The only thing I
mhm,
remember, not Guinness, I remember the ads for Murphy's in like the 90s. And it was like some young man and a woman was getting married and he's like, I was the first boy in Cork to kiss her or something like that.
okay.
So I suppose it should have been me because he's marrying someone else. But he goes,
Right.
but like my Murphy's, I'm not bitter. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you remember
I,
these ads? Oh no, you would have fucked off by then, wouldn't you?
no, I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, what I think needs to happen is Barry Keoghan and Colin Farrell and all of these guys, they need to be the driving force behind. They need to make a movie with
Well, they could play
Spence
them
brothers,
in a
or
movie.
yeah, or do a biopic
Yeah.
where they are the Spence. Yeah, yeah, that needs to happen.
Right. Okay.
All right.
It
Okay.
all started here. So when these things happen, don't
Mhm.
forget us to send royalties.
Yes, exactly.
Right. See you on then.
Slán